Embracing our inner goddess is essentially living totally within this beautiful personality we've been given with divine presence, with a twinkle in our eye, with a deep knowing within. When we do this, we are successful in our lives. We are happy. We have wonderful, sensual, loving relationships because we are actually living our complete physical and divine life, which is the path of the Tantrika. So, how do we actually do this? We're going to look at this through the lens of our chakra system. This is a place where we decide, do I believe in scarcity or do I believe in abundance? This is our connection to nature, our connection to the community. Am I safe? Is there security? Do I feel like there will be food? Now, this is a really big deal because as humans, the reason we have not lived as the gods and goddesses that we are is because we've experienced extreme scarcity in the last couple thousand years. So in this time, it's time to see abundance. And when we know that abundance is out there, there's a lightness within us. We're not living in this contracted fear state. The same thing goes with relationships. Very often, the reason we contract in relationships and do not embrace this goddess self is because we believe there is great scarcity in possible partners. If you're ever wondering, am I contracting? Am I not embracing my goddess self? Ask yourself, am I acting in a way that I believe that this person in front of me is the only person for me? Imagine you lived in a community where there were 100 different people that you could be with, and you liked all of them. Maybe you just hadn't gotten to know them yet. Would you be putting up the behavior that you're putting up with? This is the question. Because in a world of abundance, when we truly embrace abundance, we know we're fine. We don't have to put up with behavior we don't want to. Now, when we embrace this and we know this in our heart, this doesn't mean that our current relationship ends. It just means that we take a moment, take a deep breath, and we tell the truth. Because it's okay that we would rather live in truth and be with someone who's with our true selves than believe in scarcity and quiet our truth. This is our first chakra, living in abundance. Our second chakra, this is about flowing in life, but specifically to our need, this is about relationships with others, emotional connection. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, do we allow ourselves to feel everything we feel when we are in relationship with others? Am I allowed to be happy? Am I allowed to be sad? Am I allowed to be angry? Or must I quiet my emotions? Must I stop the true flow and connection with others in order to keep the peace, in order to make other people happy, in order to feel safe? When we embrace our divinity, our goddess self, we know that emotions are just our reaction to the world around us. They're important. They're important feedback mechanisms that we need to have a genuine connection with others. So if we ever find ourselves not sharing our truth, eating our emotions, taking something so that we don't feel our emotions, we have to stop and look at our circumstances. We have to know that we're big enough to handle everything we feel and then to take action based on those feelings. This is the way of the goddess. Our third chakra, just above the navel, this is our sense of self. Do you know who you are? Do you love who you are? Do you understand your mission? And this doesn't have to be some Mother Teresa Save the World mission. This is simply understanding that whatever your set of gifts and challenges are, this is your journey, and you're meant to live that journey. And when we fully embrace who we are and we stop trying to be other people, that is when we shine. That is when we literally just light up the room. No matter what our mission is, we have to embrace who we are. Hence, this huge journey of self-love that we talk so much about these days. The fourth chakra, love. And this is beyond romantic love. This is, are you a loving person? Do you walk around? Does love exude from you? Very often, our heart chakra is shut down because we've experienced a lot of pain, and we live in a world where love is not the norm. Disconnection is the norm. Cruelty is the norm. And so to hold a loving heart in this world, that is the way of the goddess. It is not the easy way. And it's not to be fake about it. It's to truly find ways to love. Whether it's walking outside and seeing a puppy and allowing your heart to fill with love, to sit in front of your lover and look into their eyes and allow yourself to fill with love, to allow yourself to receive love from others. This is no small journey. The way of the goddess, the way of the divine, is experiencing this love. And when you look at the chakras, the front of the chakra is how we give to the world, and the back of the chakra is how we receive. So a huge part of our journey is literally knowing that love is pouring in from the back, from the universe, from God, however you understand that. So we're not alone. This love fills us first, and then we share it with the world. Then we look at the throat chakra, our words. Now, these words, interestingly enough, come from our upper chakras. So this is where, when you're in a relationship and you're struggling and you can't find the words, that you close your eyes, you listen within, and you allow yourself to speak. You trust within, and we'll talk about these upper chakras in a moment, but you trust yourself, or maybe you speak from your heart. You close your eyes, you tune in with your heart, and you speak from love. And this may sound very all high and mighty and, I don't know, unreasonable, because you don't realize who I have to deal with. But we're talking about the way of the goddess. We're talking about our divine self, how our divinity merges with our day-to-day life. And if we can't bring that into our difficult situations, then we're not bringing it into these difficult situations. I feel very strongly about, if we are talking about the goddess, then we are talking about our highest selves. We are talking about divinity. It's not just a label. It is a step up. It's something different. And so what we choose to say allows us to commune with another, communicate, come together. Do our words draw people to us, or do we use our words to push people away? These are very important questions. And then, this is our intuition, listening within for guidance. And we can imagine that we're maybe listening from our seventh chakra, from our divine, galactic, infinite self. But we are also listening from within our body. We're listening to all the emotional responses. We're listening to the gut instincts. We're listening to that feeling, those spidey senses when something is off and maybe you need to leave, or maybe something has to be said. This intuition is directly connected to whatever it is we're going through in any moment. This is, as much as it's in these higher chakras, this is meant as a practical solution finder for every single moment of our lives. Right down to, what does my body need for food right now? When I'm making love, what is the next move? This is the difference. Listen within, take action, watch miracles happen. And you can't help but embrace that over and over and over again. And your partners will know. And finally, the seventh chakra. As the first chakra is connected to the earth, and that is our source, the seventh chakra connects us to the universal consciousness, God, Brahman, whatever you understand that energy to be. If we are to call ourselves goddesses, this is a divine term. So we need to understand, what do we mean there? If we are to separate this idea from simply being a label and really embracing it, do I feel connected to the world around me? And ironically, we can often open ourselves here through our experiences in life. This is the journey of Tantra. In our relationships, we follow that intuition and we end up in the most ecstatic, incredible places. This is why when I discovered Tantra many years ago, I was so thrilled, because it gave words to something I knew deep inside, that we really were divine beings and we were meant to have this incredibly exciting experience here on earth. And to get there is to do exactly what we're talking about. Bring all that beautiful divinity into every aspect of our lives. If you'd like to dive deep into this journey of the divine feminine relationships, please check out the link below and we can take a wonderful journey together.